In my last video, I exposed the fake news Disney shill Kyle Katarn. He ripped off the name of a popular EU Star Wars character and attained a following with shit-ass reaction videos to Disney Star Wars. I've made many videos exposing fake fans in the Star Wars community, and when I discovered the fake news Kyle Katarn, I was disgusted. This guy thought it was acceptable to plagiarize the name of a great expanded universe character, and to make it worse, he was a shill. October 2022. The way animated shows like the Clone Wars and Tales of the Jedi expand on established moments from the prequels makes them so much richer. I really wish for an animated series that gives the same depth and context to the sequel trilogy. I responded, not happening. I don't need sleep, I need Andor. Shill. Ironic that this Disney show loves Andor. Andor, the Disney version of Kyle Katarn. There was an expanded universe story centering around Kyle Katarn stealing the Death Star plans. This story, along with many others, could have been adapted into Disney canon, but they decided against it. Qui-Gon Jinn Erso and Cassian Andor stole the plans, original Disney characters. Not only did he rip off the name Kyle Katarn, he's shilling for the movie, the show, that decanonizes his efforts, his existence. All that remains of Kyle Katarn in the Disney Star Wars era is this Disney shill. 2/25/2023. It's inevitable there's going to be an episode of Star Wars set on the Halcyon Star Cruiser. Shill. On 2/26/2023, fake news Kyle Katarn finally responded. Stay mad. Kyle Katarn is a Disney shill. You're getting exposed soon. And he got exposed. Oh no! By an actual YouTube channel? Or just you? Your time is up, hashtag Rayboy. I end careers. The list keeps growing of YouTubers. Shills I have ended. Their career could have blossomed, but they were destroyed by the Knights of Melvin. Did you start by ending your own? I've never heard of you. I'm not surprised he hasn't heard of me. My channel name isn't Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I didn't rip off the name of a Star Wars character like fake news Kyle Katarn did. This guy, wait till Kathy K hears about this at brunch. You're a hashtag fake fan. It's sad. Dude is so desperate for engagement. Agreed. Wanna come masturbate me later, Adam? Yes, fake news Kyle Katarn, that would be exceptional. Ooh, I like when you play with my dinky doink. Kyle Katarn, you're a disgrace to Kyle Katarn. Hashtag Disney shill. I continue to let this shill know he was indeed a Disney shill. I'm ready, let's do this. Hashtag Mandalorian. Shill. I really did not expect that one shot to make me so emotional. Hashtag the Mandalorian. Shill. Best poster yet. Shill. That takes us to March 23rd, 2023. Some snowflake blocked Echo Base Network, and they felt like sharing the trophy. I don't even know who this little angry man is, but he blocked me because I didn't like an episode of Mando. Friends, please tweet him and give him my very best. I hope this day is full of pink unicorns, fluffy rainbows, and the best skin moisturizers money can buy. Just to add a little context to this, Echo Base made a response to a tweet about Chapter 20 of The Mandalorian. They stated that they enjoyed the return of Ahmad Best, but the episode sucked. Jack Stone comes in. I don't know what you expect from a show titled The Mandalorian when they're doing Mandalorian stuff, but it may be time for you to go to pasture. Star Wars fans are literally their own worst enemy. Inserts a cackling gif. Echo Base responds, but I'd expect good writing, story development, believability, etc. None of which is happening. Suck it all up, consumer, with your coloring book story. This season was written in crayon. Some other shill comes in and whines about the show. Echo Base responds. Jack Stone replies, well, I mean, if you're so offended by the writing, don't watch it. Is that so hard to comprehend? I guess it is. Most Star Wars fans are known for being incels, so I don't know why you would be any different. This is a typical Star Wars NPC response. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Then they tossed the word incel around, another common insult from triggered shills. I can assure you that Rey lovers and guys who block people on Twitter for their Star Wars opinion don't get laid. Echo Base replies, here's another one. I hurt your feelings because I don't like the episode. Aw, poor baby. Let me go find a gift to match my dig at you. And where did you get incel from? Just make it up, homie, like you like your Star Wars. Jack Stone replies, imagine some weird Anglo-Saxon on Twitter is upset because you enjoy a show. Some things you literally have to see to believe. Instead of not watching the show, you are, so offended, but you keep watching to complain. Idiot behavior. Have fun on the blacklist, tard. Inserts Disney shill gif, this is the way. Echo Base, who's upset? Jack is clearly triggered by Echo Base's comments about this episode, replies with a Mandalorian gif, calls him an incel and retard, which according to people like the fake news Kyle Katarn is a slur. Jack responds again, nah, just laughing at a brown man complaining on his Twitter page to other tards about a show that's also bad, but all you continue to watch it. Mentally retarded the lot of you are. And Jack was so big mad, he blocked Echo Base Network because of their views on Star Wars. Just a little more info on Jack Stone, here he is replying to someone else. It's so nice to see Brandy as Cinderella again. Still waiting on the day they decide to race swap Tarzan. Jack replies, hopefully you die before that day comes. Closet racists are the worst. Cackling gif again. Another name, calling him a racist, and wishing death on someone. I did an advanced Twitter search covering a few days around this time period. This behavior is consistent. He's an instigator. He inserts himself into threads and tries to get a rise out of people with his cackling gifs. But in this case, he's the one who got triggered and blocked Echo Base Network. I applaud this behavior to post the trophy of the Twitter block. These blocks always come from these pussy SJWs. They're so soft. It's just amusing, and I think they should be shamed for their public display of weakness. And when you add the context in, this guy, Jack Stone, really deserves to be called out as a bitch. That brings us to the moment Kyle Katarn, the fake news Kyle Katarn, enters the conversation. Why are you trying to get your followers to harass this person? This is a common argument shills have to discredit that I mainly see with Star Wars theory. They believe he encourages his fans to go after people and that these people that were encouraged by him cause real damage. When there's never any proof of that, they use this concept to endlessly attack his character. Kyle Katarn is doing the same thing with Echo Base Network. His compassion for Jack Stone is either drastically unnecessary or highly exaggerated in an attempt to virtue signal. Echo Base was just calling this guy a bitch for blocking them. It's not like their followers are going to grab their pitchfork NFTs and go after this guy. And I did check. Not one person said anything to him. That's typically what normal people do. Anyone that saw the tweet, liked the tweet, understood that Jack was a little bitch, and found it amusing that he was such a snowflake he had to resort to blocking them. But Kyle is so indoctrinated with this soy-induced SJW lifestyle that he believes Echo Base can cause real harmful damage to this guy. How noble of Kyle to stand up to the bullies on Twitter and protect those from getting their fifis hurt. Echo Base responds, because I'm a meanie head, and you aren't Kyle Katarn. Disney killed him. Kyle, who is triggered, are you suggesting I'm not actually a fictional game character? Big if true. I see what's going on. Kyle Katarn trying to be the moral compass in the Star Wars fandom. The guy who ripped off an EU character. Then a lot of people proceeded to reply to Echo Base criticizing their move to show off their new shiny trophy, getting big mad about it. Not long after that, Kyle Katarn blocked Echo Base Network. Great Scott! Kyle Katarn blocked me! No more Dark Forces, no more Jedi Outcast. This shall be a day long remembered. Hashtag who is next? I saw what was going on with this Disney shill Kyle Katarn and I had to respond. You're not the real Kyle Katarn, you're a shill bitch. And this was far from over. People, probably fake news Kyle Katarn followers, continued to pile on Echo Base, crying about harassing people and sending their fans after them. Then I noticed Kyle was so triggered, he screenshotted my response and tweeted it out to his fans, putting me on blast. Judge me by my enemies. Screenshotting my reply to him, "You're not the real Kyle Katarn, you're a shill bitch." Kyle Katarn was now guilty of doing the same thing he accused Echo Base of doing, putting someone on blast, sending their followers after them. I'm just a small 500 follower account, and Kyle Katarn was putting me on blast for criticizing him. How is this any different from what Echo Base Network did? The very same act Kyle Katarn publicly called him out for. So I had to respond to this. I replied with the screenshot in the Echo Base thread. Now Kyle Katarn is inciting violence. Hashtag hypocrisy, hashtag Disney shill. I then proceeded to reply to Kyle Katarn's tweet calling out his hypocrisy. Since him and all the SJW commie shills are so concerned about sending fans after people, I decided to play it up a bit. I've received 50 death threats since this quote tweet. According to hashtag crybaby logic, fake news Kyle should be canceled. Hashtag sending fans after people. Laura responds, "Turn your DMs off then, bud." Oh, that's great advice to someone whose life is being threatened due to Twitter negligence. Did she tell that to Moses Ingram? I responded, "Fake news Kyle Katarn needs to listen to his own advice and not send fans after people. Hashtag hypocrites, hashtag different rules for shill crybabies." Laura responds with, "He can't control what other people do." Now, I agree with Laura. Jack Stone was rude and bitchy to Echo Base Network. They called him out, posting the blocking trophy. I was rude to Kyle, inserted myself into the conversation, and he called me out. If I can't handle some backlash, maybe the internet is just not for me. But we're not operating under that kind of thinking. We're operating on fake news Kyle Katarn logic. According to him, you shouldn't put people on blast, publicly calling them out, making them vulnerable to attacks from much larger Twitter accounts, because their fans will go after them. Someone like Star Wars Theory or Echo Base Network, they really have a strong influence over the behavior of their fans. Their fans cause some serious damage when provoked. But Laura says Kyle can't control what other people do, which completely contradicts Kyle's way of thinking. And who happened to like this reply? Fake news Kyle Katarn. I'm only using his logic and the standards he has for others. He's a hashtag hypocrite. I proceeded to get mocked by Kyle fans, and just to make sure that they picked up on the sarcasm and the overall points I was making, I upped the death threat count to something even more ridiculous, 200. 200 death threats now, all because hypocrite Kyle sends his fans after people. Clarity of purpose, K, post a screenshot of them, weirdo! Clearly this idiot doesn't understand what I'm doing. That's a selfie, not quite what I requested. 892 now! Clarity obviously triggered wants more. Yosarian clearly didn't get the memo. I guess 892 death threats is legitimate in the SJW world. And regardless if I'm kidding and not showing receipts of all this, Kyle Katarn liked the reply asking for more death threats against me. Given that he called out Echo Base Network for their conduct on Twitter, I thought he'd be more mature. Instead, he is encouraging his fans to attack me and encouraging my death. I am really proving that Kyle Katarn not only plagiarized an EU character, he's also a major hypocrite. Meanwhile, ATG Cast, Around the Galaxy with Alex Jones, inserts himself in the conversation. He puts Echo Base Network on blast. What is it about these Disney shills that feel they need to police the fandom? And people call me a gatekeeper just because I don't acknowledge Disney Star Wars as canon. These leftist soy boys are telling you how to live your life and how to run your brand. Hey Network Echo, this is targeted harassment. I don't know the account you targeted, but that doesn't matter. This is not a good look even for you. Echo Base responds, guilty, do something. ATG Cast, Around the Galaxy with Alex Jones. Echo move, followed by Echo response. You guys really are something. Echo Base, are you following us or something? Did it look like I am? I said someone else called you out for this and decided it was worth amplifying.
Leo, rising. I am so inspiring. CEO, my title, my videos go viral. Take a good look at the fit, lit from my head to my toes. They I wanna sip of the drip, watch out when they getting too close.
Yeah, he saw an opportunity to virtue signal and clout chase. Echo Base, oh gotcha, mission accomplished, good sir. Can you vanish now like you did on our live stream after embarrassing yourself? I'm planning an ATG Cast exposed video in the near future. If Echo Base wants to share that story with me, oh, I'd be really happy to throw that in the exposed video. ATG Cast Around the Galaxy with Alex Jones, double down. When I got network Echo Wife for harassment, they replied with guilty. Do something. So I did. It's been reported. When you see this kind of behavior, I'd encourage you to report it as well, especially if they are arrogant and ignorant enough to admit to it. Echo Base, that's not what you were trying to do. I literally said give the guy our best. You don't like us and are trying to cause issues. No worries, laters. ATG Cast SJW Police response. Not what I was trying to do. But you admitted to harassing the person by saying guilty when I called you on it, and you are correct. I'm not a fan of you. By causing issues you mean calling out harassment, then yep, I do it every time I see it. Echo Base, we were being sarcastic, idiot. While this was going on, I had fake news Kyle Katarn fans coming after me. They noticed my foolproof Melvin Twitter reply strategy and they started using it against me. Like a true Dark Lord and champion, I battled back and was able to defeat the simps of the fake news Kyle Katarn, adding several trophies. They may have been using the Melvin foolproof Twitter strategy, but I outworked them. They gave up, and I went to sleep feeling really good about those trophies. Things died down until the next day. I noticed I was blocked! The fake news Kyle Katarn blocked me! Immediately, I tweeted out the trophy. Hashtag fake ban, hashtag disgrace to Kyle Katarn. A Disney shill video will be made in the future. I then replied to Echo Base Network's tweet. The fake news Kyle Katarn is a hypocrite. He whined about tweeting someone's name out, claiming it's inappropriate to send hate their way. I called him a bitch and he tweeted my name out. The very same thing he was crying about an hour earlier. Hashtag hypocrite, hashtag different rules for you. Kyle Katarn proceeded to have a complete Star Wars meltdown. Then I noticed something shocking. Kyle Katarn unblocked me and commented on my tweet, mocking him for blocking me. Wow, he pulled the unblock, cry, and block move. That's like getting double blocked. What a bitch. Hashtag crybaby, hashtag Disney shill. His exposed video is going to be good. And he was still monitoring my account because he unblocked me again and replied 19 minutes later. Yeah, I unblocked you briefly. What's the point of ratioing you into the ground if you can't even see it? Unbelievable. The fake news Kyle Katarn did it again. The unblock, cry, and block move. He is hashtag big mad. I think this qualifies for a Star Wars meltdown video, in addition to a Disney shill video. A few hours later, Kyle Katarn, the fake news Kyle Katarn, who was fuming all night, unblocked Echo Base Network and sent him this DM. Hello there, I wanted to reach out to you privately because I believe that being respectful to others is important. When you have a platform, no matter how tiny, you also have an obligation to use that influence responsibly. You deserve to know the reason you were blocked, and unfortunately, you don't seem to have the social skills necessary to process this interaction. My only advice would be, maybe don't put yourself in a position to be publicly humiliated if your ego is too fragile to handle it. Posting screenshots isn't a good look. Hell, maybe you could have 10,000 followers too if you acted like a grown-up. Just food for thought. Echo Base couldn't even respond because the fake news Kyle Katarn sent the DM and then blocked them again. Echo Base tweeted out, he sent us a DM but still has us blocked, so we couldn't respond. Man, I laughed for 5 minutes. Kyle Katarn was having a Star Wars meltdown. And he didn't just block me and Echo Base Network, he blocked many others as well. Kyle Katarn, the fake news Kyle Katarn, proceeded with his Star Wars meltdown. He made multiple tweets whining to his followers about me and how I'm going to expose him. Kyle was tweaking. The thought of me watching his videos, gathering information, compiling it into an embarrassing video, shaming him for stealing the name Kyle Katarn, he was triggered. Imagine threatening to expose someone who makes money every time you watch them, laughing my ass off. What's next? You're gonna threaten to just pay my rent for me? No, please, don't send traffic to my YouTube channel. Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna have the best month ever. Oh man, the revenue this month is gonna be the biggest ever. Kyle is getting excited for all the fractions of pennies my research is giving him. Not exactly going to pay his rent, but if you want to round up to $1, congrats. $1 for 2 exposed videos. One explaining why you're a Disney shill, and another covering your Star Wars meltdown. He's currently hate watching my monetized content. You can't make this up. Purely one-sided. Dude is trying his hardest to save face, and I'm having a bit of a laugh. It's a whole lot of nothing. Kyle thinks I'm trying to save face? This guy pulled off the most pathetic Twitter move of all time. Be unblock, cry, and block. He did this multiple times with different people. And I'm sure this is not the first time he's ever done this. This is a regular behavior for him. Yet he's the mature, moral compass of the Star Wars fandom that needs to call out someone like Echo Base Network. They should be more like Kyle Katarn, who pulls the unblock, cry, and block technique. Then I said I was going to expose him, and he lost his shit. And he will lose his shit again when he sees my videos on him. The whole world will know he's a fraud. Kyle Katarn is a Disney shill. He ripped off the name of a popular EU character. He's a total bitch on Twitter, and he had a complete Star Wars meltdown. I know Kyle will see this video, and I expect him to be a total crybaby. Perhaps there will be another unblock, cry, and block again. Perhaps there will be another Star Wars meltdown. I'm growing stronger in the dark side every day, but I need more nights.
The dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.